Hello folks, once again, welcome to Roots Gourmet Kitchen. Today I am going to show you guys how to make the best ever meat loaf. I'm going to give you guys the ingredients as I go along, but it would be on my channel. I have in this bowl 2.5 pounds of all lean ground beef. And in this bowl, I will add all the seasoning and tell you as I go along. I have 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 3 cloves of freshly chopped garlic. And guys, you guys can use any sort of meat you guys want for the meatloaf. I have 3 eggs, yolk and all. I have 1 chopped red pepper, bell pepper, 1 onion finely chopped, and some cilantro. Just dump it all in here. We're not leaving anything behind, folks. Taking everything out. And then this is just some dried chicken base for seasoning that I put here. It's optional, you don't really have to do that, but I like that extra flavor because I don't use too much salt in this recipe. We're just gonna work this in. Folks, with meatloaf, you do not work it too hard. You do not work it in for too long, because what it tends to happen, it usually get too hard. And we don't want that, okay? So we're just gonna go in here with our hands, and my hands are already washed, folks, so you probably want it. Oh, her hands are not washed. We're just gonna mix this in for our meatloaf, and then I have 1 cup of breadcrumbs here just to help bind it. You can use crackers, you can use whatever you want. You could use oats also. Just a little bit of milk to help it along. Just for a little moisture. If you think you have enough moisture in here, you could put some more. I'll just put all of that. So you don't want your meatloaf to be too dry. And guys, don't forget, it's a meatloaf. You form this into a loaf, okay? You can, as you go along, you don't have to eat this, but you can just taste to see there's enough seasoning in here. And for me, there is enough seasoning. And with all the herbs you have and everything, it's going to be good. So this is perfect right here. You don't beat it too much, because it tends to get tough when you beat this loaf too much. Okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shape this into a loaf, and I'm going to take it over to my tray. As easy as this. This is a very easy recipe, and all we're going to do is shape this into a loaf like this. This is going to be a big one, folks. Look, you just shape it into a nice meatloaf as though you're making a bread. Get everything combined there together. Look at that, very easy. In the middle of the bowl. Sorry. And you just shape it. So when it's finished baking, you have a loaf, and it's a meatloaf, except it's not bread, it's not flour, it's meat. Okay folks, this is it. We are going to now put this into the oven at 350 degrees, and we are going to have that baked for 1 hour. Just going to wipe around your bowl nice and clean. You don't have to grease your bowl necessarily, because the fat from the meat is enough to substitute for that. Okay? So folks, I'll see you in 1 hour when this is completed. We are going to go right into the oven now. Okay? See you later. Bye for now. Guys, my meatloaf is all done, and my kitchen smells heavenly, meaty, meatloafy. So guys, look at this. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to take it off. I'm going to let you guys have a closer look at this meatloaf. I'm going to just take it off and lay it flat so you guys can see how pretty that looks. Folks, someone have to invent smell-o-vision, because when I'm finished cooking, and the kitchen smells so beautiful, I would love for y'all to be able to smell it with me. I'm gonna go in here and cut a few slices. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Look at that. You can see all the vegetables in there. How juicy that is. We are gonna plate some of these. We don't want to break it. We are going to plate some. I made some mashed potatoes, because what's better to eat a meatloaf with than some nice creamy potatoes. So I'm going to lay this. Oops. I'm going to lay this here. Look at that, guys. Look how pretty this looks. You can see all the vegetables in there. Look at that. Very pretty. Very pretty. Look at that, folks. Dinner is going to be great. Just leave that there. Keep it on this. I'm going to put some mashed potatoes with that for dinner. So we are going to have some mashed potatoes to the side. And guess what, folks? I made some homemade gravy. We cannot have mashed potatoes with meatloaf and not make homemade gravy. So there you are. Homemade gravy, some on the potatoes, a little bit around. Folks, this smells delicious. You're going to do a little garnishing with a little bit of green herbs. Bam, bam, bam. Make it look pretty. Folks, there it is. It's all done. My meatloaf. I'm going to try that and see. Because you know when you cook, you have to end up tasting it. Guys, Lord of His mercy, this is delicious. This is juicy. You can taste the herbs in there. I gotta have some more. You can taste the herbs in there, the onions, the fresh garlic, the cilantro. Oh my God. Guys, trust me, this is the best meatloaf I have ever tasted. Please try this recipe. Share it with your friends. And if you guys do enjoy this recipe that I've shared with you today, please give me a thumbs up. Share some love. Subscribe and share with your friends. I'll see you another time. Once again, thanks for watching. Try my meatloaf. This is delicious. Creamy potatoes. Potatoes creamy.